Hi, I'm Erica from my phone and welcome to another video. Today we're getting into Speak for Yourself from the legendary Imogen Heap. I have never listened to a full-length project from Imogen before. I've heard some songs here and there. I have heard Clean from Taylor Swift, who she collaborated with for that song. And I know some of her work here and there. I think it's time to finally get into this project that a lot of people, while they may not have heard this album in full, they definitely are familiar with some of the songs that are on it, or have heard things that were inspired by this album. I don't know exactly fully what those are because I've not listened to this album all the way through, or even any song I think in full. I know that Goodnight and Go is related to Ariana Grande's Sweetener, that she took inspiration, or maybe it's a cover from this song. And then I know that Hide and Seek has the What You Say that is popularized in Jason Derulo's song, as well as some other memes on the internet. Other than that, I'm going fully unfamiliar, and I'm very excited to see all the directions that this album takes. Thank you for requesting this video, and anyway, let's get into it. Track number 1 is Headlock. Well, it's twinkle time. Going outside to take it all in. I love this use of probably the glockenspiel. Good lord. You got your heart in a headlock, not releasing things. You look half dead half the time. We're minimalist for the bang. So that was Headlock, and what a fun way to start the album. This is an optimist song about saying, hey, you can do better than this. You think it's too late to start, and you got your heart in your headlock, and you're not letting yourself actually be free and make a change in your life, and you're keeping yourself in your misery when you could fully just exit that situation. I like the production. I think it's very fun. I was a percussionist, so I really enjoy songs that emphasize using a lot of percussive instruments like mallets, like the glockenspiel, xylophone, marimba, all of that. I played those quite often when I was in band, and I liked that. I liked some of the twinkle tones, I'm gonna just call them that. I don't have a better way to describe it. The synths that are very high pitched, that are very fun. It just feels like dreamy. It feels a little whimsical, and I love a little bit of whimsy in my pop music. And yeah, I can definitely see myself playing this again, and I'm excited to see where we go next. Track number 2 is Goodnight and Go. Yep, just like Ariana. Ooh, a little bit robotic. Say goodnight and go. It's impossible to ignore you. Ooh, we're getting a little guitar solo. So it was Goodnight and Go, and that was fun. And Ariana definitely takes heavy inspiration and heavily interpolates the song in her version of Goodnight and Go, which is the letter N instead of and. And I enjoyed that song, and I enjoyed this one as well. I think Goodnight and Go on Sweetener fits the Sweetener vibe much more, and this one fits what I have heard of the first 2 songs of Speak for Yourself more. About falling in love with a friend, there are some questionable things that she does, like following this potential fling home and, you know, watching what they do. Not cool. Respect some people's boundaries. Right to privacy is important, at least in my opinion. So, you know, don't be a creep, but, you know, you can yearn to your heart's content. I am a certified yearner, so I could see myself listening to this song. It does go into different directions more than Headlock. I felt like Headlock was a much more succinct song and felt like it flowed even with the, you know, the turns. It felt like it was just building and evolving. Whereas this one, having that guitar solo, was different than I expected it to go. And that doesn't mean it's going to be something that I don't turn to, but it just means that it had some more exploration and didn't feel as linear as Headlock did. Track number 3 is Have You Got It In You? Lord, what a question. Ooh, ominous, but also still twinkly. This does feel cinematic. Ooh, drumming time. Last man standing, can we just get it over with? Ooh, we've picked it up. Cinematic dancing at this point. So that was Have You Got It In You, and what an ominous song. Okay, that was moody as heck. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It felt both cinematic and also a little bit pop, and still very percussive. And I think this song is about figuring out whether you're going to be strong enough to fight whatever you need to fight. Fight the slog of days, having a rough patch, the challenge in your life, the great obstacles, all of that. Do you have it in you to take it all head on? So I think it's subtly motivational. I don't think it's as optimistic and positive as Headlock, but maybe Have You Got It In You leads you to Headlock. You're trying to figure out how you're going to tackle this battle, and then if you change your ways and get out of that misery and push yourself, then you will come out successful. Maybe a bit scathed, but successful. Track number 4 is Loose Ends. Ooh, we're right in it. Did she say triangulated in a pop song? Feels like it has tinges of 80s production. We're kissing without kissing? So you're not. Nothing to salvage anyway. Shoot, is this a breakup song? Ooh, let it rip. Oh. So much? No, it's only a little. We're overrated anyway? Dang. I like that one, actually. So that was Loose Ends, and that was a fun little breakup tune. Yeah, it'll be fun to play this in potentially an upcoming breakup. I'm not in a relationship right now, and you know, I'm gonna hope that my next partner doesn't lead to a breakup, but I know I will have a good song to play when I need to get out of that relationship. I like the production of it. Feels both 80s and maybe a little 2000s nostalgia, as well as something that could honestly come out today in the indie pop scene. And I love that she figured out a way to put triangulated in a chorus of a song. Impressive, honestly. But yeah, she's trying to figure out what is going on in this relationship that she is in, or the speaker is trying to figure that out, and saying, hey, maybe this other person talking to another person at the bar or something like that could be a reason that's cited in the breakup, something that is a catalyst for them to part and move their separate ways, when there could be a series of issues that is the reason why they are not working well together. And I can see that for either my relationships or other relationships, is that there might be a breaking point or a straw that breaks the camel's back, but oftentimes it's not just one simple reason why you don't work together or why you should not be together. For example, someone could cheat, and I don't condone cheating, really. I think that's really disrespectful and childish, frankly. Often in a relationship where cheating could happen, that is not necessarily the only thing wrong in that relationship, is what I'm saying. It doesn't make it right, but it doesn't mean that it is the only reason why a breakup should happen. But yeah, it's overall a fun breakup tune. I like how it gets reflective and meditative. I, again, am not in a relationship, and I'm honestly totally okay with that right now, but I could still see myself playing the song anyway. It's that fun of a song to listen to. Track number 5 is Hide and Seek. I know What You Say is in here, and I think I have heard the chorus in full, but I've not heard the rest of the song, so let's hear it now in full in the context of the album.
What the hell is going on?
Vibes, the vocoder. Drops of circles on this carpet. My carpet over here has a lot of circles too. Maybe there isn't a chorus actually in this song. Abyss, and it just cuts it off. Oh, I didn't know she says it. You don't care a bit. Darn. So that was Hide and Seek, an infamous song at this point. Gosh, sorry, I just read into it, and it being about divorce of her parents. That's a lot. No personal comment on that, but yeah, it is a tricky situation to be the child of divorce, and I think going with the raw route of having absolutely bare bones on it, just her and this synthesizer that she's using the vocoder on. It's very well done in terms of creation, and we know that she can create production. It's not her saying, oh, I can't produce this, I'm going to just do this vocoder thing and not have any instrumentation. That is not the point. It is meant to be intentionally basically a cappella, and a lot of a cappella songs normally don't get too much love, but this one clearly has, and it is very powerful, and it feels very intentional to do that. And yeah, I didn't realize that it doesn't really repeat too much in it, and that it's actually really the bridge of it that is the most infamous part of What You Say. But yeah, I think I really need to hear this song again with the context of it being about divorce, and think about it in an isolated reflective state before I say, oh, I will listen to this a bunch or not. Because a cappella songs don't necessarily always make it into my regular rotation, but I feel like this one is distinctly different for the context of why it's being done like that. And yeah, I have a lot of respect for the choice on it. It has been very influential in terms of other artists wanting to use the vocoder. It has been very instrumental in meme culture through it being used in the OC, which was then parodied by SNL. And yeah, I feel like I witnessed a part of history, and the fact that it's from such a very personal song for Imogen is even more so impactful, and definitely needs more than just me sitting down here and talking after listening to it a single time. Track number 6 is Clear the Area. Ooh, the crashing waves almost. Who's there? Oh, you don't look so good after the party? Take care of yourself. I'll keep the area clear. Are they okay? You just gotta trust me. Oh, this is a looking out for someone else song. Ooh, I know. So that was Clear the Area, and that was a groovy song. It felt like it had a bit of hip-hop influence. Just the groove of it, the rhythm of it was very rhythmic and enjoyable, and made me want to dance to it, even though it is a song about waiting for someone to come down from being too intoxicated or being in some other altered state of mind that just needs to calm down, whether it is caused by substance or just by stress or anxiety. I think it's mainly discussed in a way of being a substance thing, but I think you could also say when, you come out of being depressed or you come out of being anxious, I'll be here for you. I'll be here to support you through all that stress. It's an enjoyable song. I don't know if it's a song that I would necessarily pick out from the record. I think it's an enjoyable song within the context of the album, and I wouldn't skip it, but it doesn't feel like a song where I would go like, oh, from Speak For Yourself, I really need to listen to Clear the Area. Like, specifically that song. I don't think it's gonna be one of my standout tracks, but I do enjoy it, and I do groove to it, and I would listen to it again. Track number 7 is Daylight Robbery. Okay. Up and down. Ooh, this electric guitar again. Rock mode? We're the only ones around. Just like in Clear the Area, actually. feel like the song's going in so many different directions, I don't know where it's going next. Again. I feel like I'm supposed to like fist pump or headbanging. I don't know what I'm doing. So that was Daylight Robbery, and that was edgy. That was it had a little bit of edge, a little bit of electric guitar, at least the sound of electric guitar, and a bit of a rock edge to it. And I really enjoyed it. I think I need to hear it in headphones again because I wasn't fully sure what was going on in any direction, and I need to just hear now that I know what sonic paths are going down. I think this song is about her coming to the city when she goes out on a night out, or when she is with a lover when they're the only ones around. I think she's discussing different vibes that just get you where you're in the moment and you're feeling driven and optimistic about everything to come. Whether it's a nighttime vibe with your lover or if it's just clinking glasses and getting all glammed up, I think it is talking about different things. I don't know why it's called Daylight Robbery at all. Please let me know if you know. But I overall enjoyed my experience listening to it, and I could definitely see myself playing it again. Track number 8 is The Walk. Ooh. Oh, wolfing. Yeah, it's ominous. I think you better leave. Oh, this doesn't feel like weakness to me. Ooh, switch it up all the time. I don't want to feel like this, so that makes it all your fault. Ooh. Ooh, I think I'm hearing some piano in there. Lovely. So that was The Walk, and that was an interesting song. I really enjoyed it sonically. I can still hear it playing in my head, and it was enjoyable. And I feel like I keep repeating myself, but I am seeing a lot of these songs as songs I would continue choosing to play, that just in my own free time, which means I really should have listened to this album sooner. But this song seems to be about what someone's calling the hedgehog dilemma of wanting to be close to someone but scared of what it might mean and putting down your walls and putting down your barriers. I could see it in that way. I also see it in the sense of how you feel towards someone is not always something that you can control. Sometimes you get a bad vibe, sometimes you feel captivated by them. You might be attracted to someone who's bad for you. You might be angry at someone who doesn't deserve to feel that anger. And I don't know, I felt it in a lot of different ways. I felt like I pictured so many different people in this situation and myself in so many different situations that I feel like it's very relatable of how you and someone interact might not be the healthiest thing for you. It might not feel the safest or the most comfortable for you, or likewise for the other person. And that it might not necessarily be their fault, besides just the fact that they exist, but it is something that still happens and still affects you. This feeling affects you whether you want it to or not, and normally you don't. It definitely is an interesting perspective to bring up in a song. I don't feel like I have heard a song that is quite this ambiguous when it comes to whether the partner they're singing about is a good thing or a bad thing. Now that I say that, I think also Panic Attack from Halsey's new album is a good example of it. Is it love or panic attack? It's not very clear if the reaction that Halsey is having there is just a actual danger to her psyche and physical health, or is it just her being stressed about what could be a happy, fulfilling relationship. But besides Halsey, I haven't heard it, I think, a lot lately. So I think it is nice to have that type of reflection. I think it's good for me as I have many ambiguous relationships in my life. Like I said, in terms of how other people make you feel, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a romantic or a physical connection. It could be a platonic person, a familial connection. It could be whatever. And sometimes those things are just natural and organic creations and not something that you, with your big brain and everything, get to control. You can control how you act on your feelings, but you cannot control the feelings themselves. Track number 9 is Just For Now. Kind of sounds like Shy Girl a little bit.
It's what I always wanted.
It's what I always wanted. Oh, something good?
Shut up about it.
Shut up about it.
I think something's burning.
Oh, the way she sniffed as something was burning. Leave all our hopelessness aside. Is this an optimistic song? I can't tell. Get me out of here. That doesn't sound as positive. That was Just For Now. And apparently this song was meant to be a holiday season vibe, which is perfect because I just finished the late Thanksgiving vibes. We're now into December. The holiday season is here, and I'm now hearing a holiday song on what is otherwise not a holiday album at all. And while she doesn't directly say it, she says it's that time of year, and it does feel twinkly. It feels like snowflakes. It feels like it's in the production of making Christmas and other holiday wintry music. The song seems to be about setting aside one's stresses, one's worries, one's discontent, one's chaos aside for the moments of peace where we find community, where we find family together. And the verses are about something's burning, or quit kicking me under the table, or I want to get out of here, but I am still here. And so I think this song is interesting. I don't know if I will listen to it outside of the holiday season. I think it will go into the holiday playlist, which is not something I normally get to say here because I don't normally listen to holiday music with y'all. But yeah, this song is made and feels right in the holiday season, in the holiday spirit. But I don't know if I would listen to it too much outside of the holiday period. It does feel like if Shy Girl made a PG Christmas song in terms of the vocals. It feels very much like Shy Girl's head voice. I don't know how they sound similar, maybe that they're both from the UK, but other than that, they really shouldn't sound the exact same vocal pitch there, but they do in this song. It's uncanny for me. Track number 10 is I Am In Love With You. Okay. Not what I was expecting.
I am in love with you.
Oh,
Right now, another piece.
right now another please.
Split second and it's all in smoke.
Split second, it's all in smoke. Oh, well, that ended quickly then.
I'm not in love with you.
I'm not in love with you. Ooh, switch it up. Not anymore. Oh, what changed? So that was I Am In Love With You, and another groovy song. She continues being groovy and fun and enjoyable to listen to. Lyrically, the song is fairly minimal. I Am In Love With You moves into the I'm not in love with you anymore. And I wonder if that's because of that bridge of the, physical encounter. Is there something that happens during that shows that it's not meant to be, whether it was just, lust, and now that you've got it out of your system, you're like, you're actually not really the one for me. Or was it a rejection of an invitation? Was there situations that person can't handle happening to them? I don't know. But I think it is a curious, ambiguous song. And I don't necessarily know when to listen to this song, because are you supposed to listen to it when you're in love with someone and then you're not? Or when you're just breaking up? I'm not quite sure when the tone of this song fits, but it is a groovy time. So I could see myself playing it, maybe more just within the context of the album rather than as a standalone moment. Track number 11 is Closing In. Ooh, intensity. It's picking up. Oh my god, the Shy Girl vocals again. Ooh. This is interesting. I don't know what time signature we're in. Okay, I think it is still 4/4, but it's a little bit unique in that drum hits. just have to kiss you. Oh no. This also feels wintry, even though I don't think it's in the holiday season spirit. It just feels more like a blizzard in my head. You didn't hold me for any longer. Why are all these lovers betraying her? Leave that to me. Leave it all to me from iCarly. Ooh, it's a lovely little twinkling outro we got here. So that was closing in, and that was a gorgeously produced song. She really doesn't miss in that department on this project, at least. Yeah, this song, I believe, is about her waiting for her lover to come back to her and to meet her where she's at. I guess it's in a similar way of Clear the Area, where she's keeping the area clear. She, will be there to kiss them. She'll have her arms open, and she's hoping that they make it, that they get back to that space, to her love and her proximity. And yeah, I think I'm starting to see some of the ties between songs now that I wasn't seeing as much before, about how she very much is a person who is patient and will wait for this person to be back in her life. The song, production-wise, again, is glorious. So yeah, another banger. Track number 12, last track on this album, is The Moment I Said It. Oh, we're very stripped back right now. Oh, I like that little microbeat vibes. Oh, this song will sound amazing in headphones, I'm sure, along with the rest of the album. Oh, this is in the middle of a fight. Ooh, this is just like flooding my head like little snowflakes. Oh. Switch it up. Smash. Trust me on this one, I'm losing you. Ooh. It's like holding the pedal down on a piano and just let the emotion stay there. Oh, did we just have a really long silent outro? Okay, moment of silence. Got it. That was the moment I said it, and that is about a fight, and a relationship altering fight where someone's very much not thinking clearly, or both people are not thinking clearly, and it causes irrevocable harm, that there is actual physical property damage, and you can feel like the moment that a relationship snaps. And it can be devastating when you realize that, in that moment, you don't even recognize your partner, the person that you loved, and everything. And I don't know what she says that triggers the anger. No idea. I don't think it's even recalled in the song. I don't think it's actually that relevant in the song. All that it really symbolizes is that there are breaking points in some relationships. And when it hits that point, all of the cards just fall to the ground. I don't know if it's a song I really want to listen to all that much. I mean, I don't think I really want to relive like big major fights that have happened in my life. I don't think it's a song that I'm going to pick out to play, and that I think it fits as an album closer, because I think a lot of these songs in the album have been left ambiguous in terms of whether their partner comes back to them or whether they are going to be in love with them or not. And this feels like a finite moment. And I think this album probably is doing things out of order in terms of where a story could be built out of these songs. But I think you're taking all these ambiguous pieces and then you come to something that's very clear cut. That this moment is where things snap fully. And so the song of I am in love with you and the becoming not anymore could be a reflection of, well, now that that moment in particular has happened, that is the moment that means that they are no longer in love and together. With that said, we have finished this album, and honestly, wow. I'm sorry I waited this long. I really enjoyed this record, and I knew ahead of time that she had produced all of this, that she is a producer as well as a performer. But I also found out that she fully self-financed this, that she set herself a deadline of exactly a year to make this album. And I think that's really impressive to just hold yourself to that. She did it between her 26th and 27th birthdays. I'm 25 now, and I need to release the album I've been waiting to release. So maybe this will give me some motivation to actually get on with it, because I have the ability to. I just need to do it, simply put. I really like the worlds that are constructed through this album, of someone that needs you to be their cheerleader, to be their supporter when you come back from your intoxication or from your anger or from wherever. Being not necessarily the punching bag, maybe the plushie that's in the bed, just to be a comfort object for people. Is that healthy? Probably not, but I can relate to that. And I think there's a lot of empowering stuff in there, a lot of optimism. Obviously, she also was dealing with thoughts about her parents' divorce, and I think some of that seeps into the relationships she has, or that the speaker has, in this album. I find these songs very creative. No two songs sound alike, but they all feel like they fit here on this project. She uses a lot of different singing techniques on it, a lot of production techniques. It's really impressive, and especially it being something that is just fully her. She really spoke for herself on that. I did find out that the name actually was just a working title when her now ex did the mock-up that became the album cover, and that was all she could think of, was Speak for Yourself, and it fully stuck. I also think it's interesting because it has a similar, curly type font that Speak Now from Taylor has, which is also a solo written album, so that's also a cool connection that I'm seeing and might be related. I don't know, because Taylor and Imogen end up working together later down the line. Maybe Taylor was inspired by her. I think there's a lot of cool moving pieces here. I think production-wise, it's fun, it's interesting. A lot of the production choices feel like a little bit of those airbrush dots that are around her on the cover to me, and it is just fun. I think the production overall is just trying to be light pop music. There's some intensity there when it needs to be, but it is overall just being creative, and it makes music seem interesting. And I think that's something that I feel like we don't always get these days. I believe we've had a really great year in pop music in 2024. I think the idea of, oh, you need to make a song that hits or gravitates towards a specific genre or hits that specific algorithm. No, you don't. The algorithm will find you eventually. And for Imogen, movie soundtracks or TV shows found her. And that's how Imogen got her money back, is just by people finding this music in other ways rather than just on release day and a Spotify algorithm telling them this is what they should listen to. I feel like this album was very cathartic for her to write and release, and it just feels lovely to hear this. And I think there are certain songs that touch on messages that are a little sensitive for me right now, but I feel like I could incorporate a lot of these songs into my regular rotation. I think this is a very strong album. It won't make it into my Wrapped given that it's December already, but I could definitely see it being a shoe-in for songs that I listen to regularly next year. And overall, I'm just very pleased to have finally heard this project. Thank you for requesting it all the way back for me to check it out. Sorry it's taken this long if you have been personally waiting, but I am glad that now it is in my life. and I'm glad that you guys got to go on the journey with me. With that said, here are some of my favorites. At the top tier are the songs I love. This jam, the ones we've been playing over and over again. Songs in the middle are songs I like all of them to my playlist, but they might not be to the top of the top. And songs at the bottom are just not really my thing. Doesn't mean it's a bad song. Doesn't mean it can't be your favorite song. Just means it's not for me, and that's okay. Imogen probably made this album for herself. And I was also like 5 when this came out, so I wasn't listening to Imogen at that age, but I am glad that I'm listening to it at the age of 25 now. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, check to react to you next on my channel, subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be, and thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer.